All right, so this is Paris, and this is the map here. It's essentially like a bus route map, and you're going to be going over the board, and wherever you see these little circles and so on, you're going to be placing little businesses, at these locations, and each player gets a bag of these different colored, well, like Catan house style things, and they will be the businesses that you place at different quadrants on the board. How you determine that is there are a bunch of these little stacks of tiles, and they're all placed face down in little stacks. You always put in one more tile than there is players. So, for example, I'm going to demonstrate a four-player game. So I would have 5 of these tiles stacked. They would be stacked randomly into a bunch of piles, which you can see over here. I have all the different tiles. So on a player's turn, what's going to happen is whoever's the start player, it's the person who has the bus here, they're going to take these tiles and they're going to turn them over, and you're going to see what locations come up to choose from. So these tiles are different colors and they correspond to the different colored routes. So there is a blue route that goes along the map. So this is a location on the blue route. And actually, before you turn these over, another thing you do is there's 5 different routes. There's a red route, a blue route, a black route, an orange route, and a green route. And what's going to happen is these tiles are going to get mixed up, and then they're going to be placed face down, and each player is going to draw one. So player 1 might take this one, player 2 this one, player 3 this one, and player 4 this one here. And this 5th one is just removed from the game, face down. You don't look at it. And what happens is on your tile you look at it and you see what color it is, and that means at the end of the game this route is going to be scored again. So this orange route, which is starts over here and kind of goes up and around all the way up to here. All right, every location on this route has the potential to be scored at the end of the game. And so you can see 4 of the routes are going to be scored. So when you're building your businesses on the route, maybe you would have an interest of getting them on the orange route because you know they will score again. All right, so player 1 will then look at the businesses available. So there's 2 businesses on the black line. There's the Hotel de Ville and the Bastille. I don't think it's focusing on here, but so you're going to find those locations on the map. And let's see, so there's one of them here, and Bastille is there. Let's find this one. I just kind of put them all on the map where they're located. Bibliotheque's there. This one is there. And Montmartre is up there. All right, so let me grab this quick. So you can see here that this location is at a single black dot. This location is where a black line and a green line cross. This one is where a red line and a green line cross. And this one is at a blue spot. And this one is at a blue and green crossing location. So what's going to happen is player 1 is going to decide where they want to put one of their businesses. All these spots that have 2 locations can hold 2 businesses, 2 of the same person or 2 from 2 different players. All the locations that have a single dot, like this one up here, can only hold 1 business. So let's just say this player is going to place his house on this business section here, and then this is removed, placed face down, out of the game. And then the next player would go and they would choose a location as well. So let's just say the yellow player is next, and let's say they choose this place up here, Montmartre. And then next you have the next player, and let's say they choose this location here, and this player chooses the location over here. All right, so all players have placed a business. So what's going to happen next is the place that wasn't chosen, this plaque is going to go up into, there's a section up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots, and you're just going to place that plaque up there. And what's going to happen is after every round, you will be placing the leftover location up here. And if 2 of the same color end up in this area, you're going to score that entire route. So if another blue comes up, then every house along the blue route of the board is going to score 1 point. It's called a major tour. And once you do a major tour, every house that's on that route is going to score, and additionally, any house on a section where there's 2 connecting lines, anyone that has an adjacent shop on that route, 1 stop away, would also score a point. That's for the large tour. There's also a small tour, actually, and with the small tour is the business section that's left over. If there is a business set up there, it's going to score. It's going to score 1 point. If there's more than 1 business, they both score 1 point. So, because some of these spots you can have 2 businesses, some you have 1. Let's see. If there is no business on the blue line, you score the next closest spot. So, for example, since this is where this was, there's no business here, but the next closest one is this one stop away where yellow is. So what would happen is yellow would get 1 point, and I guess you probably have one of these houses and you put it on the score track, so yellow would go from 0 points to 1 point because nobody was at this location here, and so therefore the next closest one was yellow, and this goes up to the side there. All right, and then what happens is you take the next 5 things and you do the same thing. So the player would rotate. So you have Port Royal. So you could find this location on the map, which is there. You got Jardin, however you pronounce that, which is up there. This location, Republique, which is over there in the corner. Hotel de Ville, all right, this came up before and it's come up again, that goes there. And Odeon, which is down here. All right, so notice this location came up a second time, Hotel de Ville. All right, and there is already a business there. So this can hold 1 more business. A second person can play a business here if they want. And if nobody chooses this at the end of the round, if the other 4 tiles are chosen, since this is left over, this building would score a point. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Okay, for the places that are not double spots, like the Bastille spot over here, if this were to come up again, someone could kick this person out and take over their spot. So that's a possibility. So now it is the yellow player's turn. So they have a spot up here. So they could go, let's see, you can build here, 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 there. This is, so he could look at it like thinking, all right, if one of these 2 orange spots get left over at the end of the game, that means the closest adjacent one will score. So if he takes this, you know, maybe that would score, but maybe the person's thinking, well, this is a double root spot, so maybe he wants to take this one and thinking if no one takes this spot, then at the end of the round, this will score the closest adjacent one, which is yellow. Or maybe he's thinking black might have one of these two routes that cross through here, and so maybe he wants to go there, so that if this route scores, he's in competition with purple, so that purple doesn't get too far ahead of him. It could be any of these things. Let's just say he's going to go over here into this location. Next player is the gray person. He's got one on a red line here. There is another red line possibility up there if he wants to try and get more than one spot on the red route. And let's just say he does that. I don't know why, but he does. And then the next person is the beige color, who he already has one at the Bastille spot. So if he wanted to, he could replace himself. Oh, and this is the other thing about replacing yourself. If you kick somebody off of a location, their building is going to go in a bag. And then at the end of the game, you're going to empty out the bag, and whoever has the most of their buildings in here is going to score extra points. What is it? I forget what it is. It's came in, scored. One player has more businesses in the sack. 1 point for, all right, 1 point for each building in there. So maybe this player wants to replace themselves so that they could get a building in the bag. So at the end of the game, maybe they'll have the most. So let's say he chooses to do that. Purple's turn. Let's say purple does the same. Well, purple could have two. Actually, this holds two. So purple could have two buildings there, or he can expand. Let's say he expands, and then that way this scores, and that's going to get purple a point, and then this would go up here where the blue one is, and the purple player would now have 1 point also. And then you do it all over again. Oh, actually, that one wasn't left. Did I miss that? I must have missed something. That one was there. Well, I would have to go back and watch. So actually, purple probably wouldn't have scored. I'd probably maybe the Bastille spot hadn't come out again. I don't know. Let's just say this one wasn't chosen, so yellow would score their second point. So we'll move yellow up twice instead. All right, St. Nicholas. So where is this on the map? This is up there, and then this spot is there, and this spot is right there, and this one is right there, and Notre Dame should be here. Yes. All right, so next first player's turn would be gray. So here we have a blue on the board. So if nobody takes this blue spot, the blue route will, the entire blue route, anything on it will score again. And as of right now, there's only one person on that route, which is yellow. So maybe this player wants to make sure that that doesn't happen, so he puts his location there. And then next is this player, and he could double up with the purple down here. He could double up with yellow up here. He could get on his own in Notre Dame here, or he could get on his own in St. Nicholas up there. Where does he want to go? We'll put him down here with purple on the black route, since he already has one on the black route already. We'll give him another one on the black route. So that was, next would be purple. Purple is going to double up with yellow, which leaves two spots for yellow to take. Yellow can either go to Notre Dame or to St. Nicholas. If this is left over, this one will score. If this is left over, this guy will score. They're both at 0. So who does he want? He has one. The yellow has one on the red route at the very end. So maybe he wants another one on the red route in case it scores. So he's going to take that spot, which means the closest one to Notre Dame is purple. So purple would move up one spot on the scoring track. And now we have a green tile left over. And again, you're just going to keep doing this. You're going to reveal the next one. And again, once 2 of these match up, you're going to score every house or business that's on the route is going to score 1 point. And so, for example, if red scored, it would go here. And then if this player had an adjacent business that came 1 stop off of wherever this was located, it would score. So actually, if he had this here, and let's just say it was like this, he had one here, and we're scoring the red route. And actually, it starts at this end. So yellow would score a point, then it would go around, and then gray would score a point, and then gray would score another point, and then this would score a second time because it's 1 stop away from the intersection route. So then gray would score 3 points. And then it would come over, purple would score 1, and it doesn't have any businesses off of that. Yellow would score 1, so that'd be the second one because yellow was at the start of the route, and it doesn't have any adjacent. And then eventually, like I said, you just keep doing this. If you replace businesses, they go in the bag. You dump out the bag at the end. Whoever has the most houses in there is going to score 1 point for each house. And also your secret route is revealed. So whoever had drawn the orange route, you would know the orange route would score again. So with 4 players, you know 4 of the 5 routes are going to score again, where less with less players. And that's pretty much kind of how it operates.